I'm on my bike ride, sweetheart.
I got one blind washed and the other in the
Oh, good
tub,
for you.
and I need a Phillips screwdriver, so I'm going to go find a Phillips screwdriver.
Okay. All right. See you in a little
Be
while.
careful.
Yeah. That's my sweetheart. Okay, here we go. On my right here is the rig belonging to my daughter and her husband from Pasco. And on the left is my son getting his Greyhound bus ready to go down to Tucson for the duct tape drag car show. So we'll just explain some of that as we go along. And we'll go around the corner here very carefully. Okay, so the duct tape car show. This is we live here in about 40 miles south of Phoenix, and morning and Tucson. I don't know. I haven't measured it, but Tucson's probably about 40, 50 miles to the south. And so they have that big car show. So my son's getting, that's a 24 volt bus, and he's hooking up a 12 volt trailer to the bus. And so he's having all kinds of issues trying to get that to work. So I think he's going to go to Harbor Freight, and they have a unit that goes from 24 to 12, and that way, and it takes care of the left and right blinkers and the brakes and the running lights and all that stuff. So I think that's what he's going to do, because he was trying to do it himself. And there's a thing on the bus that's about, well, first of all, let me explain about the bus. And we'll go around this corner here. Got somebody coming. Okay, I think we can go now. Okay, sorry about the delay. Where was I? Where I was talking about the bus. So anyway, he's got oh, I know, the bus was made back in the 70s, and then it was converted in the 90s. It was converted from a Greyhound bus into a motorhome, and that is really nice inside. So anyway, then that's where they'll stay when they go down to Tucson for the weekend for the car show. And they have drag strip, they have drags, and they have burnouts and all that kind of stuff that the kids like. My son's 40, but anyway. So that's what he's getting ready for. And he's been spending lots of time on the bus, because there's so many little things that have to be fixed. I mean, he got it. Well, I've already in previous videos talked about how long ago it was that he got the bus, and of course it took new tires, new brake lines, it's an air ride bus, and so all the airbags needed to be replaced because they were leaking and all that kind of stuff. So it took him a long time to get it all to where it is now, but it is now. It's ready to go, except for matching the trailer to the bus. And then he'll load his 69 Chevy pickup on that trailer, and that he'll use that to do burnouts and drags and all that kind of stuff. So that's what he's working on there. He's been working on that for a long time, and his almost finished, so that you can just use it to camp in. Of course, his wife and my grandson, they're all going to go down there together and camp out. That's going to leave me and Grandma home all alone on the homestead. Now, my daughter, she and her husband just bought that RV, and it's 33 foot, really nice, brand new. Howdy, good morning. And so they just bought that, and this is their first trip, like a shakedown cruise, and they're from Pasco, Washington, which a lot of people don't know where that is. If you look at a map of the state of Washington, it's down in the lower right-hand corner of the state. It's actually where the Snake River joins the Columbia River and heads west down to the ocean, dividing Washington from Oregon to the south. And how it got its name is kind of interesting. Back in the days when they were putting railroads across the country, let me see, what was it called? Anyway, I'm getting bad memory now these days, and I could have told you this real easy if I wasn't trying to think of it. Anyway, the railroad that ran across the northern part of the country, is Northern Pacific. That's what it was called, Northern Pacific, and it ended in Seattle. And the other railroad, or the other branch of a railroad, came down and but stopped at the Columbia River there, where Pasco is. And so then the Columbia River was navigable by steamboats, and so the people that wanted to go further west from that point, they would get on the steamboat, and it would take them down the Columbia River to the coast. Portland probably is where they were headed. And so the reason Pasco got its name, it was the Pacific Steamship Company, PASCO. And so it was actually a building, and a structure that where the railroad ended. Well, then they had this structure there, and you could get your ticket to catch the next steamboat. So that's how Pasco got its name. And of course, I lived there in that area for about 30 years. If you remember, if you've been watching my channel and followed my life story, when I got out of college, I worked at Boeing for a short time, and then found a teaching job in Pasco. And then I taught school there. Then I went to work for a Christian radio station as a chief engineer, and those were the years that I was buying Harley Davidsons and things like that. So anyway, that's this. Oh, by the way, I got to tell you about my wife. I think now we're going to go, pardon me, I think now we're going to go down where the ruts are, and there's a lot more traffic and everything, but I think I can probably do my best when the trucks aren't coming by. one more rut and we're through the ruts, I think. Like I say, on these trikes, it feels like you're going to tip over, but you're not, unless you get really dumb. So anyway, as you know, I like to tease my wife, and as you can tell, I get pretty excited about it. Sorry about the traffic. Anyway, so the other day, see, in our little bungalow, we don't have a dishwasher. And so every evening after dinner, we wash all the dishes from the day. And she washes and I dry, normally. And so one evening we were tired, so we thought, we'll just leave the dishes and do them in the morning. And so morning came, we were standing there looking at those dishes, and she mentioned something about getting started on the dishes. And I said, I have a very, very busy schedule today. And she said, what? I said, yeah. And she says, what are you going to do? Or what are you going to be doing? I said, pleasing you. So anyway, and then I just tease her whenever I can. So we did the dishes. Now, we've got company because my daughter's in town, and so they're visiting all the time. And I sure hope you can hear this audio. Anyway, and so the other night we didn't get the dishes done. And so we just said, we'll do them in the morning. And oftentimes, because I wake up at 10 minutes to 5, quarter to 5. I wake up real early. I can't sleep beyond that. Part of that's from doing sign-on every morning at the radio station years ago. So anyway, so I get up there, and of course, we're both getting old, but anyway, she's getting old where she sleeps in. She sets the alarm for 6, and then maybe she'll get up and maybe she won't. Depends on how worn out she is. Because she does all the laundry for everybody at my son's house. Does all kinds. She feeds the animals, takes care of them, all that stuff. Picks up, gathers the eggs and washes them, gets them ready for my daughter-in-law. She sells them where she works. And so anyway, so she gets tired. So if she doesn't get up at 6, well, that's all right with me. Anyway, so the other day, we had dishes left over from the night before. I got up and I looked at those dishes and I thought, okay. So I washed the dishes and put them all away. And I think it took her, when she got up finally and got around, I think it took her an hour before she noticed that somebody had already done the dishes. I do that every once in a while. Not very often. When I went to college, I worked in the food service, so I did a lot of pots and pans washing. I did. Okay, well, anyway, that's enough for now. That's the latest coming from old Mr. Kent, and I appreciate your watching my videos, and I thank you, and thank you for watching this one, and God bless.